It's really weird. The story of this game was actually quite touching. Meanwhile, A Way Out was kind of depressing as shit, but also kind of hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember that chase sequence near the end of the game?
Yes.
Oh my god. That was the most over the top fucking action sequence I've ever seen in a video game ever. And I'm not mad at it at all. Is there a fast forward button? There it is. I can't do it by myself, Liam.
Oh my god, it actually takes both of us.
It took two.
That was a pretty good trophy name too. Complete the game. It took two.
Yeah, though I kind of wish I would have played this with my girlfriend instead,
Still a
not my
good game.
fucking brother.
It's still a good game. We don't get co-op games, especially ones that literally rely on co-op.
Yeah, no, I don't know what happened, but after the PlayStation 3, co-op games just kind of fucking died.
Gotta appreciate this company for doing everything they can to keep it alive.
Because we even like even Call of Duty used to do co-op campaigns, and then it just disappeared.
Hmm.
I don't know why they didn't continue doing that. That was uh, I I don't even think there's a lot of COD games that do that. Like two, maybe. World at War and Black Ops 3. Am I
For
missing
some
one?
odd ass reason. No.
I was always really upset that that World at War was really the only COD game worth mentioning that did co-op campaign. I wish more of them did that. And even then, it's still kind of weak because the story mode didn't really revolve around two characters.
Yeah.
Hell, Call of Duty wants to make a comeback. They could make a comeback by making a deliberately co-op campaign. I think that would be really cool. I mean, hell, most people really only give a shit about the multiplayer anyway, so you may as fucking well do something somewhat refreshing with the story.
But this
I
game
mean,
definitely shows the difference between a multiplayer game and a co-op game.
mm-hmm.
Just
Well, I mean,
because
it's
it's
like,
multiplayer, it's not co-op.
well, it's also like how many fucking COD games out there have two characters in the story pretty much at all times? Fucking all of them. They could have done co-op at any fucking time.
Could have just made it where you were the other one of the just the side characters playing as them instead.
No, even more than that. Can you imagine if we got a Black Ops game where one of us played as Mason and the other one as Woods
Mm.
throughout the entire game? I would be perfectly fucking fine with that.
Oh, fuck. Another co-op game we've played is that Wolfenstein.
Yeah, Youngbloods.
Yeah, Youngblood. You can't really play that by yourself. I mean, you can with the AI, but it doesn't do too much for you.
I would not suggest that. I haven't even tried it, but I don't think Youngbloods is the kind of game that would have like really good co-op AI.
Most of the time, when a game has is like intended for co-op, but they let AI so you can play alone, it never ends well.
I mean, I wouldn't say never. Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6 did okay. I mean, I'll always prefer an actual person there, but it wasn't horrible. But on a game like Youngbloods obviously didn't have a whole lot of budget to it. I mean, it wasn't a horrible game, but I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. You can just tell that not as much effort went into Young Bloods as the other Wolfenstein games. I really doubt the co-op AI was going to be all that advanced because Jesus Christ, the fucking enemy AI isn't all that advanced in any Wolfenstein game. To be perfectly fucking honest, they are very predictable. Mm. Which you know what actually it jogs my memory of something I was actually thinking about the other day. You know how the xenomorph in Alien Isolation was like this brand new, amazing fucking AI that was able to like react to your actions and you know it didn't really have a set pattern that it applied itself to. Like you could make shit up on the fly.
Hmm.
That should have been the new default for enemies in video games. Alien Isolation came
Adaptive
out.
AI.
Yeah, adaptive AI. I mean, Alien Isolation it came out what at least half a decade ago, and there's still
Hmm.
very few games that have adaptive AI. That should have been the new default for enemies and friendly NPCs as well. Adaptive AI should have been the new default for video game NPCs. But no, they just didn't fucking do anything with it. And I get why that's really fucking hard to program, or at least I would imagine. But dude, you want to make an amazing game people are gonna fucking remember, then program adaptive AI. I would like. Can you imagine playing a fucking Call of Duty campaign, you're going up in any given level. You're going up against like 15, 20 enemies at a time. Imagine if every single one of them had adaptive AI. You wouldn't need to put that shit on veteran difficulty to get a fucking challenge. The challenge is there just by existing. Plus, you could actually make the higher difficulties in Call of Duty actually fucking mean something other than fucking aimbot and aggressive flinch.
Hmm.
You could make the different difficulties actually be different levels of AI. I've always fucking hated the Call of Duty difficulties because increasing the difficulty doesn't do anything but make it to where the enemies just snap onto you like nobody's business, and every time you get hit, you're aiming at the fucking moon. It's like reverse recoil. Every time your enemy shoots, you get the fucking recoil. There's only one COD game that did higher difficulties justice, and that is absolutely Infinite Warfare. And it's not even all of the difficulties. It is one specific difficulty that I can't remember the fucking name of. It's where they like applied realism to the game.
I think it's just the realism. I think that's all it was. I think it was.
I fucking loved it.
You actually had damage to specific limbs.
Yeah,
Had to
and
keep
take
track of your helmet if you were in a space level.
yeah, and taking damage to those areas applied like certain status effects.
Take take damage to the legs. You can't sprint. Take damage to the arms. Your aim's all fucked up.
Yeah, you can't ADS if you take damage to one of the arms. If you take
Take
damage
damage to
to
the other arms. Your aim's all fucking jacked.
yeah, the gun like wobbles around and you can't ADS. Oh, I think if you get take damage to both legs, you can't crouch anymore. Um, I know if you take damage to the head, it will remove your HUD and give you like this concussion effect. Like every few seconds or so, you'll have blurred vision and like you'll be the screen will rock back and forth like the character is trying not to fall over.
I
But
think
after that helmet is gone, once that helmet is gone, another headshot will kill you instantly.
I think they made it to where like in that difficulty, the enemies also take kind of like similar damage, so it's not just super unfair.
Yeah,
Like they made the enemies one shot headshot, but also, you know, just don't get fucking shot.
and that was another thing on other COD games where the difficulty just it just felt like it was there to punish the player. Who actually plays on hardened or veteran difficulty for fun? No, you're there for the fucking achievement. Don't even try and lie.
Hmm. I think that was my thing with when I went through World War II. I was like, fuck it, I've tried all of it. Time to do the fucking veteran campaign because World War II seems to have an easy campaign.
Oh, fuck no. Like, can you imagine trying that during, like, the driving missions?
I hated myself for doing that.
Yeah, you should. Shame on you.
But it was part of the trophy list, and it was just like, I still never completed it.
I'm still kind of annoyed at myself that I didn't go back and get the Platinum Trophy for Last of Us Part 2 and Resident Evil 3 Remake, because I easily could. I am missing
Which one was it? Oh,
one trophy in both of them.
mm.
The
I think
only tro hmm.
I'm missing a few in MWR. I never completed that trophy list.
Oh no, I completed that. That is I think the only
Hard fought.
game that is the only game I think I have a platinum trophy in.
I have
Um,
to get the kill 20 dogs with a knife, destroy 8 helicopters in heat, and then get a kill with each type of handheld gun. That's not easy.
no, Last of Us Part 2, I am just missing the notes. And in the Resident Evil 3 remake, I just need to get an S ranking on the final difficulty, which I absolutely could do. Oh man, I did. I actually got a little upset at myself because I didn't realize there's a set amount of points that you can earn by playing the game over and over. I am missing one piece of extra equipment in the game. You don't need it for the trophies or anything, but the reason I put over 40 hours into a game that I can easily complete in 2 hours is because I was playing it over and over to earn shit that would help me out for that final trophy. The item I'm missing is the goddamn rocket launcher, which I really wanted to get, but it's the most expensive item, so I was saving it for last. Only to find out I don't. There's not enough points to get everything.
It's completely impossible to platinum Last of Us Remastered now because Last of Us Remastered requires you to play the multiplayer to platinum it.
Oh
That's
yeah,
dead. Last of Us
yeah.
Part 1, on the other hand, where they remastered it, you can actually platinum that bitch.
I'm I'm happy that we started moving away from that kind of stuff. I am not a big fan of games that require you to get trophies in the multiplayer.
Yeah, the online required trophies.
Yeah, I don't like that shit at all. Um, I was thinking about platinuming the Resident Evil 4 remake, but oh my god, I actually ended up deleting it earlier today because I just here's the thing about the Resident Evil 4 remake. It has, like, in my opinion, zero replayability. Here's the thing. There's a lot of extra stuff that you can unlock after beating the game, or really just playing through it, but like 90% of them are either concept art and models, or they are like cosmetics. And then there's the small amount of them where there's like three new guns that they added to the game that you can unlock by completing certain shit. You want to know what the specifications are to unlock all three of those guns?
Hmm.
Beat the game on the final difficulty.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting here like, okay, I know there's a hidden difficulty after you beat professional. I know there is. They always do that shit, but unless you are going for trophies, what incentive do I have to unlock those guns? Once you beat it on the final difficulty outside of the hidden difficulty, unless you're going for trophies, there's no reason to play the game again.
Mm-hmm.
You have ruined the game's replayability by making it to where you have to beat the game on the final uh, base difficulty in order to unlock those new guns.
You basically already did it all. You
Yeah,
played the challenge.
outside of going for trophies, there's no reason to play it again. I
So,
tried going through it again because I wanted to do New Game Plus because I always do that, but it oh man, I wasn't even that far into the game. I was still in the starting village area. I had just gotten past the lake monster, and I just decided to delete it because I just didn't care at that point because the only thing I want are those fucking guns. But it clicked in my head. There's no reason to get them other than to have them.
you know, um, I'm noticing with Last of Us Part Two's trophy list, unlike the first game, completing it on said difficulty is not a requirement in the trophy list, and it's mainly collectibles and locations, and then also completing skill trees.
Yeah, I'm just missing the notes, which are just fucking collectibles.
Fucking
And
everywhere.
And the thing is, and this is also part of the reason I didn't want to go for trophies on Resident Evil 4 a remake. Last of Us 2 is such a big fucking game. I didn't want to play through the whole thing again just to get fucking collectibles. I did not.
Hmm.
I'm not a trophy hunter. I did not care enough to do that shit.
I don't normally trophy hunt unless I'm really fucking close.
Here's the thing with trying to platinum the Resident Evil 3 remake. My first playthrough in Resident Evil 3, it took me 6 hours. It's nothing. It's a glorified DLC. I still like the game though. You can feasibly beat it in two. In fact, the requirement for the S ranking is under 2 hours. It is a very short game if you know where shit is and you know how to play it. My first playthrough of the Resident Evil 4 remake, 22 hours. I am not playing that again for the fucking trophies because I would, in all likelihood, have to play through it a couple more times. So, yeah, actually, I absolutely would because I need to get through professional first to unlock the hidden difficulty and then go through that. So, at least two more times. We're looking at an additional 40 plus hours just to fucking platinum that bitch. It's not worth it. I'm not putting in 40 plus more hours to do it. Especially since, based on my experience, it would actually probably take about twice that long because I need to account for potential fuck ups in my attempts that are going to ruin my attempt for the S plus ranking. Reason being, I don't like the mechanics that they have with Ashley in this one. I have gotten killed multiple times because of how stupid Ashley's mechanics are in that game. At least in the old one, as annoying as she was, you could tell her to wait in a certain spot. You could go ahead on your own, get rid of the fucking bad guys, and then go back to her and tell her to follow you. In this one, there's no fucking waiting. You either tell her to stay right next to you, or you tell her to keep her distance, but she is always on your heels every step of the way, and that just puts her in the fucking way.
Mm.
I swear to God, the vast majority of my deaths or fails were because of Ashley's mechanics. I could, I, on one hand, I could count how many times I died because of a skill issue, or like because an enemy just got the best of me. The majority of the time, which by the way, it was at least a dozen times that I end up dying or failing the playthrough was because of Ashley's mechanics. And it's like I know if I tried to do an S ranking play, especially on the higher difficulties, it's gonna take me at least a few playthroughs in order to actually get it because of that. Because I would have to master those fucking, in my opinion, flawed mechanics. Oh goodness gracious! It's just not fucking worth it. It would be a headache and a half. So I got rid of it and decided, fuck it. I'm gonna get the Wolfenstein trilogy because I never actually completed that trilogy.